Hello, my name is Nick Benson and welcome to Nick's Arcade. In this video I am going to be teaching you guys how to clean and restore a Sega Genesis Model 2. Okay, so sitting in front of me is the console itself. And as you can see, there's not too much dirt or grime on the console. It's primarily just scuffs. At this point, what you want to do is flip the console over and you will notice 4 screw points, one in each corner. One right here, right here, right here, and right here. And to remove those screws, all you need is a standard Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, so after you remove the screws, put them off to the side in their own little area so that you do not mix them up with the other screws you pull out of the system. Go ahead and flip the system over and pull off the lid. Okay, so now we are going to focus on the lid that we have just removed. There are 3 plastic pieces which we have to remove: the power button, the reset button, and this little plastic bit. This comes right off. And the power and the reset buttons you grab by the side and push it out. You may need something to help you push it out. And it pops out like that. Do the same right here. And there go both of my buttons flying everywhere. Now, if these 3 pieces are dirty or sticky, then go ahead and rinse them off with soap and water. Okay, so after you remove those 3 plastic pieces, what you want to do is remove the dust flap. There are 3 screws holding it in place, 1 right here, and 2 right here. Put the 3 screws in their own pile, and put the dust flap off to the side. Now you can thoroughly rinse this off with soap and water. Going back to the other part of the system, what you now want to do is remove the RF shield. There are 9 screws holding it in place, and they are located here, 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 and here. Go ahead and set those 9 screws off to the side, and now you can take off your RF shield. And this too can be rinsed off with soap and water. These capacitors though. Now what we are going to do is remove the motherboard. And in order to do that, there are only 2 screws we have to remove. And they are located right here and here. One thing to note is that these 2 screws are longer than the rest. Keep that in mind when you're putting this back together. Now, removing the motherboard takes a little bit of effort, but essentially what you want to do is lift up and then pull back. Put the motherboard off to the side. And now you can remove this plastic piece and the bottom RF shield. And these can both be rinsed off with soap and water. Now all that you are left with is the bottom piece of the Genesis. Now if you happen to have this plastic piece, pull that right off, and now both of these can be rinsed off with soap and water. Now as you are waiting for these pieces to dry, you can eat a cookie, admire your collection, find a cat, find another cat, or you can continue to work on your motherboard. Now what I like to do is take a dry cotton swab and just go over the surface to get off any dust or dirt that may be on the motherboard. Now that is gross. Now after you go over the motherboard with a cotton swab, what you can do is take some compressed air. You can get this at any Office Max or Walmart, and then just spray it over the motherboard. and that'll get rid of any extra dust that was on the motherboard. You can also spray a little bit of compressed air into the cartridge ports in order to get out any dust that may be in there. Another thing you can do is take off this red plastic bar and just go over these contacts with a dry cotton swab. Now, after all of your pieces have dried, you can start putting the system back together. Make sure all of your pieces are 100% dry because you do not want any moisture inside your console. Let's start off by putting these two pieces back together. This smaller piece will snap right back in, just like that. Then you're going to take the bottom part of your RF shield and put that right back into place. Then you're going to take this plastic bar and set it right back on top. Now it is time to put the motherboard back in place. This can be a little bit difficult, but all you have to do is line up the controller ports and set it back down. Then you're going to take your two long screws and screw those back into place. Now we are going to take the top part of our RF shield and set that back down. Now you're going to take your 9 screws and put them back into each place. After all your screws are screwed in, you can set this off to the side and bring back the top part of your system. Now it is time to put all 3 of your plastic pieces back into place. After you get all of your pieces back in there, it is time to put the dust flap back into place. And then go ahead and take your 3 screws and put those back into place as well. After you have screwed your dust flap back into place, take the top part of your Genesis and set it right on top of the bottom, just like that. Then flip your system over and take all 4 of your screws and put those back into place. Now, if your Genesis has a lot of scuffs on it, what I recommend you use is Mr. Clean's Magic Eraser. Basically what it is a microfiber sandpaper, and that'll get out any scuffs you have on your system. However, be careful using this around the Genesis and Sega logos, because if you use this on the logos, you risk erasing them from the system. Now that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please show your support by hitting the like button. It is greatly appreciated. I hope I helped a lot of you guys out at home. Subscribe to my channel if you're looking forward to more content, and thank you for watching.